Hi everyone and welcome to this episode of Susie Soul Snacks. I'm Susie and today I would like to talk about a topic that I've heard quite a few times over the past few months or so, self-help fatigue. And it's a term that got me thinking about, the years that we have spent in the health crisis and like behind our computer, stuck on Zoom calls with friends and family and of course colleagues. And it seemed like the world had halted, but the online world, especially in the coaching industry, just seems to soar, and coaches started popping up left and right, and including me, of course, but they all had tips how to overcome anxiety and stress, overwhelm, and so on. And in just a few years' time, the coaching industry has become one of the biggest industries in the world, and mostly in the online world, but with offers that shape in every shape and length and easily accessible. And of course, if you just have a laptop and a few bucks, you can already hire a coach or do a course or read an ebook. There are all these offers everywhere. You don't even have to leave your house anymore to get great help, advice, insights. And it was exactly, of course, what was needed, and many people were growing into a better version of themselves because of this, and all these like amazing opportunities in difficult and stressful times. But now, after several years of after lives with a big pandemic and lives returning back to normal again, the coaches are of course still there. they didn't leave, and the number of classes and courses, programs and books on self-help, they have only increased. So obviously the demand is still there, but there's also a bit of a counter reaction happening, which is obvious, of course, because when spirituality or online business and spiritual businesses, you see them increase and the demand gets higher, there usually is always like a counter demand or counter reaction. So you don't know where to start anymore. It feels overwhelming. There are so many coaches out there, and people are getting just a bit tired and overwhelmed with all this self-help advice. So the exact opposite, of course, what coaches want is starting to surface. While people want the help, there's also a strong feeling of it being a bit too much. Like the number of courses is very high and the number of coaches is so fast that it can feel overwhelming. So where do you start? Who do you trust? And what courses can you take and which feel legit? And it can be so frustrating, especially with the number of influencers rising that are basically selling, well, nothing. What they sell doesn't really have any solid foundation, or they don't bring you any solid results. So of course there is also a lot of mistrust that is growing with the fact that influencers just sell like BS basically. So who can you trust? And I would really advise you to feel into what feels good and truly hone in on what you need help with, and be as precise as possible if you can about this. Also try to find a coach who's really an expert in the field that they are coaching in or teaching in, and really like base it on their true story and reviews of other people. And of course, again, listen to your intuition. Does this person, this offer feel good to you? And if they have multiple offers, again, check in what feels good. Or maybe there are several coaches that you connect to a bit. Go on a discovery call with them and again, listen to that intuition and your gut and like what feels good to you. In the time when I needed coaching, I really trusted my gut with that. And I really went with, okay, which person, because for me it was really the person who was offering it, which person feels genuine, feels good, and really wants to help me and has something to offer me. So really trust your gut on this one, because really your intuition never fails you. So I hope this was helpful for you. And of course, I hope to see you again in the next Susie Soul Snacks. Bye bye.